Okay, good morning everyone. I'm Shoutus Pub and this is Pimp Your Post Thursday in the Ramble, and we're gonna get underway here and have some posts presented. So I want to remind everybody that I have put the ways of earning shade. If you scroll up a little bit you'll see it, but just to summarize, if you present a post you earn 2 shade, present somebody else's post who isn't here you earn 2 shade. If you present somebody else's post and then go to their post and say that you presented it on PYPT, then you earn another couple of shades, so that you actually earn 4 posts when you present somebody's who isn't here. And don't forget, everybody can go to the posts that are presented, make a real comment, and mention PYPT, and you will earn another shade. And I'll be checking over the next few days and tallying those up. If everybody took a look at the post that I put out this morning for PYPT, you'll see who the top 10 are that earned so far this month. And first,
is there any way that somebody can win 10 shade?
yes, go ahead and tell us there. Just for the month of July. Go ahead and tell us, Kitty Girl.
Yes, for the month of July, Shadows is supporting Wes Philbin's Thoughtful Daily Post project by awarding 10 shade to anyone who writes a post about an uplifting, positive, encouraging, motivational content and presents it during Pimp Your Post Thursday. You have to use the Thoughtful Daily Post tag, and yeah, bam, 10 shade for present.
Just like that. Now the 10 shade isn't added into the tally that I'm doing, but that's okay. You still get 10 shade. All right, Solo Miner, you're up first.
Hello there, everyone. Thanks for having me on PYPT. I want to share with y'all today some of my gardening experiences. I'm working with hay, some old hay that I got from a farmer, and I laid it out over in an area where I can then place potato spuds in the ground. I've shared pictures about this in the past, but this is the first video displaying what my method is, or what's known as the roof stout method. And I'm taking her technique and applying it to growing it in my yard. And at this point, it's been actually over a month, so this video is a little behind on where the progress is. And I currently have plants coming out of the ground. So I just wanted to share with y'all the video of me laying out the hay and splitting up the potatoes and laying them in the ground. And then I have a follow-up post soon I'll share with y'all on how they're all doing.
Good stuff. Especially the ones you're eating, right?
Oh, sorry, what?
I said especially the ones you're eating, right?
Oh yeah, I'm eating all of them, and then I have some left over that I'm getting eyed again. I'm leaving them in the sun, so I'm about to try to recycle the little runty ones that I didn't want to eat.
Oh, of the potatoes?
Yeah, as I already harvested some from the ground this year. I have like a couple different potato patches going. So from my Yukon Gold potatoes, I already harvested those, and we ate the big ones, and we saved the smaller ones, and we're gonna try to get eyes to form and place those in the ground, because I can probably get one more crop out of them before the winter set in, I think. And in the south, we have a lot of growing season to work with.
Ah, that's always handy. Runty ones. You know, we always used to separate those ones out and just wash them and boil them. They made nice little meals.
Oh, nice. I tried to cook them whole, but I learned quickly they don't cook through if you don't cut them in half. Even if they're like really small little pieces, like they won't cook through unless you cut them. So boiling's probably a good way to deal with them.
Yeah, we always boiled them, and we boiled them whole. With some butter
That's
and
how I make my
salt and
mashed
pepper.
potatoes.
It was good to go.
Yeah, that's delicious. I'll probably do that as well. Once I have a surplus, I'm going to start making potato soup and mashed potatoes and all that. But right now, I've just been roasting them and been enjoying them throughout the week with my meals, and they're so tasty. The white potatoes have a real crisp to them that I haven't experienced buying from the market, so I'm really enjoying them.
Good stuff. Thank you, Blind Spot. Or, Blind Spot. Solo? I need to stop looking at the screen when I say somebody's name. You think that one was bad? One year at Remembrance Day, I was at the mic and I was calling out the names of the people to go lay the wreaths. I looked across the park as I was calling out this one name, and I went, you know, all you make up a name, John Smith, in memory of John Smith. He was apparently laying his own wreath. Teased on that one for quite a while. Okay, Bluefin, you're up. Where'd Bluefin go?
Oh my goodness, he has disappeared. Wow.
Uh-oh. That Discord, he's going to be cursing it. Okay, Kitty Girl, you're up. We'll come back to Bluefin when he reappears.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm glad I had my link ready. All right, this is a thoughtful daily post. To give you an example of the kind of post we're looking for, I saw this meme a few years ago, and I thought it was wonderful. Promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. And in this post, I talk about how our time on Earth is limited. We've only got so much time here to do whatever we want to accomplish. So, how do we want to spend our time? Promoting what we love and enjoying doing it, basking in that positivity and such, or do we want to spend our time focusing on the negative and bashing the things that we do not love? And I just thought this was such a wonderful message. And I mean, I've been wanting to make this post for a long time anyway. I keep coming across this meme in my downloads and think, gosh, I need to write that post. So Wes's Thoughtful Daily Post Challenge gave me a little bit of a kick in the butt to go ahead and get this thing out there. I think it's a good positive message and wanted to share. But all you have to do to write a thoughtful daily post is to find a quote or a meme or a photograph or write a little story, anything that's positive, uplifting, motivational of nature, thoughtful musing, anything at all, and use thoughtful daily post as one of the 5 tags. And then, you can go down to the bottom of my post and read Wes's original post and mention it if you wish. Tag Wes in it, whatever, and make it. And then come and present tea during the month of July and snag 10 awesome shade tokens.
Or just keep on presenting them so that people will know you're there.
Absolutely, yes.
Good stuff. This is actually a good post, type of post to have up on platforms like Steam and even some of the others, because people do have a tendency to write about the negative.
Yes, absolutely. I think this kind of a post is a good reminder once in a while.
You got me in the feels on that one. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. Glad you.
Thank you, Kitty Girl. And Blue, you're back. He hopes.
He hopes. I guess today we're going without previews, but that's fine.
Well, if you use Steam, you will not have a preview. I posted mine with Steam Peak, which is how I got the.
That's okay. You can go take a look. I have been posting a series recently of recipes, and this is a follow-up to a side dish that I make, which is prosciutto wrapped around asparagus. You can cook the asparagus one of 2 ways. You can roast it in the oven with some sea salt, or you can roast it on the grill with some olive oil and sea salt. Well, I suppose you could cook it any one of a million ways, but this is how I prefer it done. give it a quick look-see. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you've had it before.
You know, there was a reason that I put the crock pot on before the show started this morning. I think I'm going to be hungry by the time it's done.
What I want to know is, does Bluefin's insurance cover our keyboards when they short out from all the drool from these posts that he's making about food?
Lack of fluid controls is your own concern. I couldn't resist that one. Thank you, Blue. And Stephen, you're up.
Hi.
Hi, Stephen.
Okay, first let me apologise for my lack of appearance around these parts lately. Been ultra busy with projects I've got in hand, but I intend to be around a little bit more often now. I've got a bit more free time, so here I am sharing my post, and this one's a little bit of a fun post. You may or may not have seen around Facebook at the moment, a lot of people using an app called Face App. It's had a lot of media attention across the world. And basically all it is, it's an AI app, and you use pictures of either yourself or somebody else, and you can put AI filters on it, so you can make yourself see what you look like older, or as the opposite sex, or with a beard, different hairstyles, and it was just so fun and fun to use. That
I hate to interrupt, but I have to. The app is connected to a Russian troll farm that was connected to the U.S. elections hacking operations. So I would say use extreme caution.
Yes, thanks, Bluefin. Like I said, there's been a lot of media speculation and that going about how private these apps really are. But with anything that I think becomes a trending thing, it always is going to pick up some sort of media. So I'll let people be their own judge on how they want to use that. But I did it anyway. I found the fun in it, and thought it was rather funny, a little vision into the future of what I would possibly look like. And yeah, I can safely say that I still look quite handsome. So I was happy with the results, really.
All right. Yeah, a lot of these apps you really do need to be very careful with. I know there's one that's popular over on Facebook where they do these various quizzes, and they're basically collecting information on you.
Yeah, but at the same time, so is Facebook itself. So it's one of these situations you either got to accept, or you've got to take with caution, or just don't use it at all.
You know, I don't do any of those quizzes. Facebook, I know darn right well what information they've got because I've already given it to them or not. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shadows Pup.
Okay, you two. Blind Spot, you're up. Okay. Tell us about this, Blind. Crickets? Oh, Blind Spot. You're muted, so hope you're not talking. Earth to Blind. You're still muted.
Okay,
There
there
you
we
go.
go. No, I was connected to my PC, and for some reason, Discord doesn't work properly over there. Anywho's, now that I'm audible, what did I share? Yes, a post by Dookie. So Dookie is one of my favorite YouTube content creators and also the founder of One Love YouTube, I believe. So he is experimenting in some ways with Steam rewarding. I'm not sure if many know about Steam rewarding. I just learned it through him. And Steam rewarding apparently is the more enhanced version of Steam Auto. The reason I'm sharing this post is because he has been doing a series of these videos and he has been talking about Steam rewarding and how it is helping Dookie to curate both tribe posts and just Steam posts separately, like just normal posts without the tribe tags and so on and so forth. So he is using alt accounts, and then I really do not understand how Steam rewarding works, and let me come clean. This is why I'm sharing this post. If somebody could enlighten me about Steam rewarding, I could learn about Steam rewarding myself by going to the website and all, but who's going to do that when I can learn about it over here in 5 minutes?
Actually, I'm not familiar with Steam. I'm not familiar with Steam rewarding, so maybe you should go to the website and do a post on it.
Actually, I left the same comment on Dookie's post. I was like, okay, keep making these videos. I'll watch it every day, and I'll learn about Steam rewarding like that. But I think it's a very cool. I think it is a D app, so it is a very cool one. Since the things he spoke about in his video, apparently you can upvote tags separately and you can follow tags separately, and there are a lot of features in that, so I think it's really cool. If you guys do not know about Steam rewarding, go ahead, learn about Steam rewarding, and teach me about it too. And Solominer asks, what are tribe tags? If I am not wrong, then tribes are basically the Steam engine tribes like Polnet, Weed Cache, I think it's called, Rega Steam, and so on. And the tags for those, for example, Neoxion is a tag, Polnet is a tag, Leo is a tag, exactly, Steam Leo. These are
Steam
tribe
Leo.
tags. Yeah, Steam Leo.
Media officials and Creative Coin. Creative Coins just put their front end up. So Creative Coin is obviously for creatives, and that includes photography, art, music, those types of things. Fiction. When you're fiction writing, you can use Creative Coin. So if you see in your Steam engine a airdrop of Creative Coin, don't dump it, stake it, because they're doing it in waves. So if you get an airdrop of Creative Coin and you stake it, when they do the next wave, they will give you will get the airdrop. If you dump it or don't stake it, you won't get another airdrop.
So who are eligible for the airdrop? Because I don't think I received.
They did the airdrop based on first of all the PalNet ones and people who have used creative tags in the last 3 months.
Uh-huh, okay.
So if you didn't get one and you've used creative tags like you've done fiction or photography or music or art, and you haven't got one, then stop into their Discord and have a chat.
Can I still get an airdrop if I've never used the creative tag?
No. Thought I made that clear, but apparently I didn't. Okay. Thank you, Blind. Solo, does that answer your question on the tribe?
Sure does. Yeah, that term didn't really ring a bell with me, but now I think of it. It's like even on DTube, when you post on DTube, the first tag is DTube.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the first tag. That's the term that Steam Engine is using to refer to what amounts to communities, is tribes.
Huh, I like that.
And Solo, you're up.
This is part 2 to me and Ryu Lincoln canoeing down the Chattahoochee River. We take our fishing poles, and I also bring my magnet fishing setup, and we go out on the water, and we see what we can find. We do a lot of fishing with just simple reels, and Ryu Lincoln has a lot of good luck catching fish, though they were all really small, and we threw them back. I didn't catch anything the whole time. Maybe I just need to work on my technique. But I did try to also skim the bottom of the river with my magnet. If anyone's seen people use big magnets attached to strings or ropes, you can pull interesting things out of the water, like knives and even sometimes Civil War rifles and other iron and magnetic things. But no luck to spoil it, unfortunately. I didn't get anything, but I did film my experience towing the line behind me. And it was a lot of fun, and I'll be posting future parts as well, as I have a lot of footage from that trip, and a lot of it's really, really cool to look at, I think. So I hope you like the video.
Very good. Thank you, Solo. Blind Spot, when did Bitcoin become physical?
Maybe a paper wallet.
He's in a bit of a mood today.
Or the caucus coins, where they have the private key etched on them.
He's just trying to get away around the fact that he made a comment to Pri that she didn't appreciate.
I saw a post from one of my friends in the staging industry, and their stage that they built and lit for a show had a real 1 foot large, or 1 foot in diameter, Bitcoin made out of gold. It was literally a $50 million Bitcoin on the stage.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, $50 million.
Wow.
He said it was literally the most expensive thing they've ever staged in their life.
One day, Bitcoin will be there. Don't worry.
Blind says that's the only time BTC will hit 15 million. Except that it was 50 million.
Yes, 50.
Blind's having quite a time this morning. Thank you, Solo. And Rhonda's up next, and just in case anybody didn't notice, she's currently last on the list. And Rhonda's still muted.
Yeah, it takes me a minute to get myself figured out sometimes. Yeah, I'm slow that way. Yeah, okay, so I'm doing a series of posts, and I didn't do one yesterday. Oops, I'm down to about 33 days today. But I'm doing a series of posts that's a countdown to when I'm leaving, and I just kind of go through what I did during my day. And this one has a cute video of doggies. If anybody wants to see some cute doggies, there's a few. It's just a real short video. It's about a minute and a minute and a half, and there's some cute little doggies in that for you to see.
All right. They look like they're firmly in control.
Yeah.
Good thing they're not cats. So, Paige is over by the door on the left. These other ones are all going into homes or rescues?
Well, actually, that's not Paige. That's Chloe. Paige is
Oh, is
under
it?
my feet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's close. Yeah, Paige won't. She won't lower herself to the standards of being filmed with dogs. So the four small ones there are going to rescue. They're going to Molly's place in Pennsylvania, and I'm driving them up tomorrow. Um, it's Chloe is the black and white one, and Bandit is in the front left, the little black and tan one, and then Mocha and Deli are the two little brown ones that look sort of similar. And Princess sort of photobombed it. She's my dog, and she's staying with me. I've got a foster for her, and she is going to be flying over to Europe sometime next year with me. And I'm still needing a foster for the big Anatolian. I thought I had one, and then she ended up being scared of him because he's so big. So I've still got one dog to find a foster for. But yeah, Princess photobombed us. I went in and got her rabies vaccine updated. So she was there, but she's not going on transport.
Ah. So you got one that won't go into film, and the other one won't stay out.
That's pretty much an accurate assessment of their personalities overall. Yes, Princess has to be in the middle of everything. Paige thinks she's too good for everything. So there.
No, maybe she is. Who knows?
Yeah, according to her, anyway.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Thank you, Shadows, always.
And Bluefin, you're up.
Oh, look. No preview. Thank you for hosting us this morning. And as I mentioned before, in keeping with my recent spate of recipes, here's one that actually, I think, Shadows, you said you tried.
Yes, I did.
So this is my orzo salad that I make. There are a few options in there that I don't tend to put in because when I make a huge bowl and it sits in the fridge. And some in the family like certain things and some don't. So we tend to put the controversial stuff in a separate bowl.
Yeah, I see you use black olives.
No, I put black olives in a separate bowl from my daughter who loves black olives. I'm the only Greek that doesn't eat olives.
Oh, well, I'm with her on that. I enjoy the black olives, but I never thought of putting them into the salad. And
my daughter and my wife like the black olives. I like red onion, so I cook that up and put it separate and put it in, and I also sometimes chop up some tomato and put that separate.
Yeah, the red onions were good in it. So yeah, I did make this up for a family dinner, and the hostess is somebody who doesn't often give out compliments, and she was raving over it. So Kitty Girl wants to know what orzo is.
Yeah, I was just about to type it out, and then I realized I still have the floor.
Yeah,
orzo is basically little rice-shaped pasta. It's little pasta. That's all. You find it in the pasta aisle, and just buy a box of orzo, and you'll find it in rice pilaf. And I have a little brat who is DMing me and phone calling and whatnot. I guess turnabout is fair play.
And she's not even in the channel.
Well, that's true. I did say that I was busy on. Yeah, we do too. It's actually called avgolemino soup, weeb. Avgolemino soup is the Greek lemon orzo chicken soup. And the orzo is actually not just regular orzo. It's actually got a slight pine tar. Let me find that at some point. I'll put that recipe up too. It's got a very distinct flavor.
I like the way the orzo will pick up the flavor of what you're using. So the brat that was terrorizing Blue isn't here because her husband is celebrating a 50th birthday today.
And so I heard, and then yet somehow she sees that I post something, and They're supposed to be having a birthday breakfast right now. Or at least that's what he actually mentioned that to me on Facebook. The husband did.
She's probably got the stream on and went, oh, Blue's presenting. There we go. Got him back 3 times. Oh well, what's Pimp Your Post Thursday without a little bit of fun? Thank you, Blue. And Pre, you're up.
Hey everyone. Thanks Shadow for hosting the show. And this is my recent post, which I like. I never shared my photography picture in any specific post like photography post or anything, but recently I started to share some of my photography picture actually, because like I don't get to lots of time for like writing big posts, so I just do some small posts. And this is one of the picture. It is called white lotus, very rare, and I captured this picture when I was in my country. I found it in a village pond, and it's really rare. And I remember that the smell was so good. And you can know something about this white lotus in my post, but it's like symbolic flower for Hindu and I think Buddhist religion, but they are really pretty, so enjoy the photographs.
All right. Thank you, Pre. So, HGN66 has not even been in the channel today and clicked onto the giveaway, so no, that one will not be received. But, Weeby, are you present? Ah, you forgot to click. You lost out on the shade. All right, so you have 25 shade coming. Good stuff. And there's still 15 minutes left on the Steam Basic Income giveaway, if anybody hasn't clicked the emoji. Thank you, Pre. And Solo, you're up.
Want to share with y'all a post about some food. Bluefin Studios was looking real good with his salad, but I got a dessert here I wanted to share. And it's a way that I use some old fruit that I would probably otherwise throw away. I save apples throughout the week that I buy at the markets, and I eat them with like peanut butter and other types of jellies and stuff. But sometimes the apples, they get a little soft, I guess you could say, and they're not so enjoyable by themselves. So I found a good way to still make good use of them. And I mix them in with some arrowroot and almond flour and coconut flour, and I bake them into like little cakes using like Pyrex dishes and such. So I just found a great way to make use of those old apples. Usually have a couple of them, and would have otherwise tossed them out. But I can't even tell that they're like a week old once they're in that dessert type of thing. So I had a lot of fun making it, and wanted to share how it went with me.
Good stuff. And I guess you got to watch the video to be able to see the finished product.
Yep, it was a video food recipe.
See, now a picture of the finished product would spark people to listen to the video to find out how to make it.
Yeah, I don't think I recorded myself eating it at the end, which I should have. That would have been some prime cover footage, but didn't get the chance, unfortunately. I was too hungry and I ate it before I could record.
All right, thank you, Soul. And Jack, you're up.
G'day everybody. This is, if you remember a week ago, I put a post up and luckily we had friends here who shared that post on PYPT because I was pretty much busy. But we got 2 days left on the voting on that contest, so you don't have to vote the post, but I'd be very, very, very happy to see people re-steam it and share it around, and basically ask friends on other social networks to possibly consider putting a vote in. And yeah, we can vote once a day, basically. That's what it comes down to. Our little Steamian is in the lead, but still, you know how that can change in the last day or two. We've seen it happen before. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Good for him. Yeah, very nicely in the lead by a couple of hundred votes, but then the second person in second is in the lead by about 300 votes from the person in third. So yeah, it can change. Nice. Thank you, Jack. And Wes, you're up.
Test, test, test. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Check out this post from Weeby. I had put a thoughtful daily post up. It was the day the granddaughter had her birthday, and the kids were outside, playing with chalk on the sidewalk, and got me nostalgic. Title of his, Nostalgia. Got me in the feels, Weeby. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Not only just a thoughtful daily post, but really just thoughtful in general. Back to a better time. His post, I read through it, and I don't know maybe if this is hitting home with some other of you all, but growing up, only child, no friends. No, I didn't do the athletic thing either. Parents divorced. Really helps you go back to a better time. Remember the good old days. And I wanted to share this with you guys. This is actually the reason growing up why I became a Rush band fan, particularly the song Subdivisions. Just seemed like it was a soundtrack to my life. So anyway, Weeby, excellent post, and I wanted to share it with you all.
Looks it. So Weeby's originally from Canada or still in Canada? You're lit up, but we're not hearing you, Weeby. You may need to drop out of Discord and come back in. No, now it's not lighting up. Looks like a good post, though. Good stuff.
I told you it was aliens. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Wes. And Blind Spot, you're up. Weeby's typing.
Thank you once again for giving me the chance to promote my post on Pimp Your Post Thursday. This is a very thought-provoking topic, university versus YouTube. This was a prompt by EcoTrain. They have some really thought-provoking prompts. Everybody's welcome to write a post, make a video, whatever, on the topic for the week. This was the topic for this week, university versus YouTube. With technology and the advancements we have right now, and with YouTube being super broad in terms of content, there is a lot we can learn just through YouTube. So EcoTrain asked the question, do we even need or require universities anymore? Considering universities can be expensive, universities can at times very subjectively be outdated, universities can be a very long commitment. So do we need universities? Why can't we just stick to YouTube, learn whatever we can, and master that? Well, this was my take on it. and I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give my conclusion here. You don't need to read the entire thing. Actually, you should read the entire thing. I need some thought-provoking comments. I need some feedback on what you guys think. I really would appreciate that a lot. But my conclusion is that yes, we are right now in a time which is very close to quote-unquote future, the way we envision it. And universities do not always have to be expensive. Universities do not always have to be outdated. Universities do not always have to be the opposite of innovative. Personally, the med school I attended, super innovative. The teaching regimen they had was super cool. And the thing I want to say is that there are places where YouTube is sufficient, but there are still places where we need universities, where we need to get a strong background education on whatever, and we need a degree. Because if you're looking at jobs, there are a ton of jobs, especially in the medical field, where you cannot do anything without a degree. Whereas there are multiple fields where you do not need a degree. Matter of fact, some of the most genius brains that we consider of today, or even in the past, are either university dropouts, college dropouts, or somebody who hasn't attended university at all. But there still are fields where without university we cannot advance in that field. For example, let's take medicine. The reason you need a medical degree, you need to go through those years of education, years of practice, is because it deals with human lives. There was a time when we did not need universities to be a medical doctor, but consider how many lives we had to lose back then because we didn't know the right procedure. So there are still fields where university is required, but there are also fields where YouTube is sufficient. So read the post, tell me what you think, write the post yourself, and yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you.
Thank you, Blaine. It looks like Doc Miller is heading out to get his shingle to hang up. Brain surgery in 30 minutes, so there you go. Get in line. He's ready to operate. There is a lot of things you can learn on YouTube, but I think in order to organize the learning, you do need to formalize it. Good stuff, Blaine. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, before I present, I noticed that Weeby dropped out of the voice channel and my suggestion and came back. So if you want to test your mic and see if it works.
Nope.
Oh, that's a shame. Still lighting up, but no sound. Oh.
Hey, Tariko. Good to see you again. Okay, go ahead, Kitty Girl.
Okay, fellow on the platform named They Call Me Dan has started a new challenge. Sarge got tagged in it, and he tagged me, and so I decided to participate. This is called the Gratitude Challenge, and what They Call Me Dan has asked is, what has Steam done for you? And he wants to take real-life testimonies from people that respond to the challenge and blast them all over the internet to promote Steam. So I went ahead and did the challenge. Of course, I talked about the little term that I came up with, the Steam Discord Continuum, because as far as I'm concerned, Discord is as much part of Steam as the blockchain is, the way we communicate here. So I say in there what I'm grateful for, the Steam Discord Continuum having brought into my life. And then I've tagged a few people at the bottom of the post that I would love to see participate, but consider everyone in here, consider yourselves tagged to participate in this challenge. It's really easy. You don't have to list as many things as Sergeant Dan or I did in our posts. You know, just one good thing is fine. And then tag 3 people. Be sure you use the one of the 5 tags at the bottom of your post should be Gratitude Challenge. And let's continue spreading the love and the gratitude. Now, you'll also notice at the bottom of my post, not only did I use gratitude challenge, but I also made this a thoughtful daily post. So it's serving two purposes. It kind of hits Wes Philbin's thoughtful daily post thing, and it hits they call me Dan's gratitude challenge. So yeah, that's allowed. So let's see some gratitude out there on the blockchain, folks.
Gratitude challenge probably makes a whole lot more sense to be disseminated far and wide than push-ups.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
I never did quite get what he was trying to do with that, unless he was into exercise, and so be it.
Oh, I love that GIF. That is so cute.
Is there a straw in that glass blind?
Yeah, there is. When she comes down, you can see it. That's really.
Okay. Thank you, kitty girl. Solo's up, and just a word of warning, Solo's the last in the current list.
I have a infrared photo or a series of photos to share with y'all today. I was out at a state park and they had this great river system going along the walking trail. And there were these large boulders in the water, and it was causing some white waters to appear from the turbulence. And I got out my camera and was surprised to see it. It makes that area look white in the camera as well with infrared. So I'm just learning a lot about the camera and different features in nature and how it can just change how the photo looks. Because usually in infrared, the water it looks just very dark and ominous, but near the rapids, it was a lot lighter. And it's just cool to notice that, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. I was learning things, and I hope you all learned that too.
Very cool. Excuse me. Blind Spots asked, what are the benefits of making blocks? Tariko, we go until the posts run out. So if everybody's decided they've presented enough posts, then we stop.
So making blocks is an account I created was a test actually to see if I had enough resource credits or Steam power with my solo miner account to basically just summon a new user account with my own power. And I was successful. And my plan with this account is to handle dust upvotes that I get. So if I get an upvote that is worth like, 1.00 or 1.01, I then take my account and I upvote that past the threshold, the dust threshold, which is about 2 cents right now. And that way, the person that upvoted me gets a little bit of reward, and I get a reward too. And I may even do a radio show with it as well. I'm thinking about creating a radio show called Making Blocks. So the plan is kind of in the making with it, but for the moment, I'm upvoting myself. I'm also following some trails like Helpy and the Alliance, and I'm taking care of dust votes. But more may come in the future as well.
Interesting. Good stuff. And Tariko, you are up. You're still muted at the moment, so hopefully you're able to do your sound. Tori, are you there? So, Blind Spot, are you present? and Weeby and Father to Be.
Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Hey. Okay. Sometimes this stupid system is a little bit weird.
It happens. So Weeby,
go ahead.
Weeby and Father to Be, are you both present?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to hear from Weeby now. Weeby may be fake newsness? We'll give him a few minutes to respond. Oh, we lost Torrico. Okay, try again, Tori.
Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. I actually had Discord up 2 times.
Does it work better when you do it twice?
Oh, it doesn't work at all when you do it twice.
Okay. You got a post for us?
Just read. It was amazing. I went to bed really early last night because I'd stayed up the night before and gotten 3 hours of sleep, and so I woke up really early and wrote a post. And it's a silly post, but I got intrigued by a little contest Carrie Ellen to take 3 colors and present a picture, and I really, really like photography for anybody who doesn't know me. And I'm not a great photographer, but I have fun with it. And I like to do the Deep Dream generator. I like to use the Photomosh. And I like to just play with the photos and create different sort of photo art photos that I make. So this is actually from older photos I took this year and I made a post of, but this has a little bit more in it. I did that red stood for these red sunflowers that I took earlier this year in April. And then I was just like, damn it, I like these sunflowers so much and I have one in every color. I'm just going to use that for the whole post. And so I did. Whole post based on sunflowers and different colors. But I don't know what else I should say because I'm still pre-coffee.
You're doing
so
good. You're doing good. So you have earned your PYPT attendee role. You've done a great job presenting. And now you have access to a room down there called the PYPT attendee. And you can put your posts in there, check out some of the posts that are in there, and give them a little bit of support, and other people can give you support. And this is the link where you can find the posts that have been presented and will be presented. Both this morning's and this evening. And you can earn shade by presenting here on PYPT and by going and commenting on the posts that have been presented. And that's how you earn the shade there. Be sure to mention when you're commenting that you saw the post on PYPT, because it's the only way I can find it to credit you with it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I can't actually update most of the posts that I saw earlier because I already did.
Comments are important.
Yes, I shall go back and look through. I saw a lot of very interesting posts this morning, and I'll definitely comment on them.
So if there's a post presented at Pimp Your Post Thursday and you've already commented, it's okay to go back and comment that you also saw it at Pimp Your Post Thursday.
Edit the post out, yeah.
You don't have to edit it. You can just add another comment to say, hey, I saw this on Pimp Your Post Thursday too.
Got it.
Still like it. Something like that. You know what I mean. All right. Well done. Thank you. Kitty Girl Bluefin is having Discord hell. He messaged me on Facebook and said he's fixing Discord and hopefully soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him to see the post I was going to present because it's a topic that I know he would be interested.
So do you want, how be I move on to the next one, and hopefully he's back by the time we come back to you?
Yeah, why don't we do that? And if he's not back by then, I can just send him the link and it.
Okay. So Blind, you're up.
Hello, everybody. Thank you once again, Shadows Pub. This is a DTube post, obviously. I just forgot which post was it. Oh, yes, the time travel post. So before I get into the post, let me tell you there is a DTube contest going on, a 2000 Steam giveaway. That's right, 2000. All you have to do is engage, comment in as many DTube posts as possible and use the hashtag DTube challenge. And what I'm doing is almost in every D2 posts I put up these days right after the announcement. I also tell people to leave a comment there with the hashtag D2 challenge. In some videos, I have a specific requirement. In some, I just give it to the best comment that I like. What I do is I give a 20% DTC upvote that is around 50, 60 DTC, which might help you win the 2000 Steam. So yeah, go ahead, check out my posts, leave a comment, use hashtag DTube challenge, and I'll make sure to give you a DTC upvote if it meets the requirements. I want to keep it fair for everybody, but this is one of those posts where I'm experimenting something as usual. This post, I made this recording while doing a Vim stream. So I was streaming as well as recording the video at the same time. Usually I do not use a webcam when streaming on Vim. I'm thinking to integrate my webcam so that it's easier to put out the content on YouTube, the same content that I put out on my Vim stream, since those streams do not get recorded. And usually I talk a lot. Usually I talk about Steam, actually, and what I've learned and what I think you could reflect on, what I think you could research more on, so on and so forth. So this is one of those videos where a random thought came into my head, and it was after the witness chat on the Ramble, and I had this idea of what if we could travel back in time? What if we could, right? So I set up my camera and I started recording it. But the thing is, you do live stream almost 12 hours? No. It's maximum 2 hours. Yeah.
I
So,
think she might be telling you you have a lot of random thoughts.
yeah, that too. That's very true, though. So, what if we could travel past in time? Would you do it? What if there were no paradoxes? What if there wasn't going to be a second version of you and this and that? What if there was no paradoxes, but you had the chance to travel past, back in time and change something? Would you do it? Would you? Because personally, I wouldn't do it. I would not even travel back in time. Yeah, exactly. Why does most people want to go back in time? Well, a lot of people have a lot of reasons, right? But what if this very moment of your life is the best version of your life? What if there was no other version? What if going back in time and coming back to this present time would be even worse than how it is already? So would you travel back in time? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.
Well, if I could change the future going back in time, I might consider it, but then I really don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. What if changing the future would in some way make it worse? You never know. The world has been running for so many million of years, and I think it's the best version of it. Maybe, yes, we have regrets. We have a lot of things we would want changed, but what if it is the best of the worst case scenarios? I hope I'm making some sense.
Yeah. Artemis has a good point. How do we know people haven't traveled back in time?
Yeah, very good point.
I don't know if anyone has read the Outlander series, that is all based around people going back in time and the impact it can have. You don't really realize it when you're reading this series, but when you think back over what went on, you discover it. Just to be current here, Weeby has now checked in, so Father to Be, Weeby, and Blind Spot each receive Steam Basic Income. So, Blind, you might want to consider doing some uploading to YouTube so that everybody can actually see your videos.
I know I've tried it actually, but the thing is, since DTube is still on a testnet, there are a lot of bugs, tons of bugs. Usually, what happened with me is once I uploaded to YouTube, there was just one successful upload where it uploaded to both of the chains perfectly. The others were just fails. Either it does not show up on the Steam blockchain, either it does not play on Avalon. There are some issues. They need to get it fixed.
That's interesting because I have been using DTube because it has been so seamless for uploading on YouTube and then putting the link over on DTube.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the opposite experience, complete opposite of.
Interesting. I wonder why. Because I had been ignoring DTube because of the necessity of uploading on both and it being a pain in the ass to upload onto. And when they set it up so that you can do the video link from YouTube over to DTube and have it show up on DTube, it was like, cool. So I tried it out and it worked beautifully. So I've been doing that.
I think in my case, it's the aliens.
Yes, well, you know, you are a little different there, Blind Spot. So, Kitty Girl, I'm going to pass you again. Bluefin's back on. He's getting some settings sorted out, and then he'll be back in.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Solo, go ahead.
I went out to another state park. I checked out Fort Mountain, which is up in the border of Tennessee, up in those Appalachian Mountains there. And we walked around the lake there. They have a large lake with a trail ringing around it. And it was just really cool to basically have the place to myself at the time. I was out there during the week and it was pretty quiet. And I really enjoyed the mild weather up there as it was a lot cooler up in the mountains than where I live down south. And it was just a beautiful day. I'm really glad I brought my camera along and shared the experience with y'all.
All right. So, did you have a particular experience that you had up there that you really enjoyed, or just the
Um,
whole experience?
Love the whole experience, but I was wary of bears out there as it was up in the mountains, so I wasn't looking forward to any added experiences, but I was ever present if they did occur.
Yeah, most times, unless you really startle them or if they're super hungry, they'll run as fast in one direction as you will in the other.
Well, I've never come across one yet, but I've seen like the marks on the trees where the bark is missing, but I haven't come across one yet, and not looking forward to the day, but I'm hoping it won't stop my outdoor adventure streak.
Artemis asked what brand of camera that is.
For the video, it's a SJ cam, which is basically a generic GoPro, and you can buy them on eBay and Amazon. And then for my DSLR, that's a Lumix GH3, and it was specially modified by LifePixel to see in other wavelengths of light.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Solo. And Kitty Girl.
Yes, I see Bluefin Studios is back. I'm glad to see that.
Good
We
timing
always
for him.
like Bluefin to be here. Yeah, it was perfect timing. Yeah, we always like to have Bluefin Studios in the audience, but I was holding off on presenting this post because it relates to a subject I know he likes. Red-tailed hawks. This is a post by James Russell, who I'm presenting for here today because he is actually helping a family member with something today and couldn't be here. But he's often in Pimp Your Post Thursday, so I thought it would be good to think of him. Someone started a challenge a while back called Feathered Friday, and you're supposed to present bird photos. Um, James found some beautiful photographs on Pixabay of red-tailed hawks, and then he wrote in the post about uh, birds and mentioned the red-tailed hawks and such. And I thought Bluefin would really enjoy seeing these photographs and reading James's story. This post is 6 days old, though, so you might want to pop over to the post and give it a quick upvote if you're going to, and then you can come back at any point later and leave a comment for him. But I thought he did a good job on this. There's a couple of us that have been prompting James a little bit, nudging him, urging him. I'm trying to say nudging and urging at the same time, and I came up with nurging. So a great word there. So yeah, we've been nurging James to write more. He is a good writer, I think. He tells a good story. I love it when he comes on The Voice and talks to us in here. It's really cool. But hopefully he will be giving us some more stories here in his posts. But yeah, so red-tailed hawk, give it some love.
Yeah, I was thinking about Bluefin when I was reading that post the other day.
It's my spirit animal.
Aha. PYPT post-hodling. Yeah, James is a pretty cool guy. He hides a lot under his bushel.
That's true. He is a very humble fellow. He doesn't get out there and promote himself very often. In fact, we oftentimes have to drag him in. I mean, he attends Pimp Your Post Thursday, but he just sits there and he doesn't put his icon in, and we have to, drag the icon out of him and get him on here to present. He's a very humble fellow.
Yes, some people get the idea that, they've got to have really, really good work to present. It's one thing that I've never seen in the almost 2 years that we've had here with Pimp Your Post Thursday. We don't see spam. So anybody that comes in and presents generally has got a pretty decent post.
That's very true. And also to talk a little bit more about James, he is part of the Hey Have You Met team. And a lot of the posts that you see posted on the Hey Have You Met account were authored by him. He gets out there every day and cranks those posts out, no matter how he's feeling or what's going on. He finds time and does it. He's really a fantastic team member. It's really awesome. And then he comes into Steam Terminal and helps a lot of newbies there and keeps things moving along with Wes and myself, and it's really cool. James is awesome.
Yeah, he is. Good addition wherever he is. Thank you, Kitty. And Solo, you're up.
I have a bee update to share with y'all. Building more of those bee boards that I've been talking about in recent posts. These bee boards allow solitary bees to make homes inside of them, and then when the cycle for the bee comes around, I can then harvest the cocoons out of them and keep them away from predators and keep them out of the elements, and even trade them or sell them or do whatever I want with the cocoons. usually growing them, you grow them in bamboo tubes, and you can't really get them out. And a lot of times little wasps will get in there and take over their homes. So I'm building these serviceable planks where I can go in and keep an eye on their cocoons and help them out. It's going to be an interesting experience. I'm looking forward till next spring when they populate them. I'm hoping they will. I haven't built these before, so it's going to be interesting next spring to see how it all goes. But I just wanted to share a video with y'all of me working with my router and building one of the bee planks. But I have many more to build in the future.
Good stuff. The bees certainly need the support.
They do, and I was just amazed with my blueberry yield this year. We have so many more than we have ever had in previous years. I really think all those pollinators around this year really increased my yield.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to present?
I'm kind of late to the chat, but maybe I can.
Good plan, Zeke. You can be late and still present. You're not too late done stuff. You got something to present? You can present somebody else's too. Don't forget. All right. Zeke, go ahead.
All right. I was just wondering, as I put together this post, how many Pimp Your Post people use the old school Tasteam platform. Have you ever used it?
No, I haven't. Actually, what is it?
Yeah, I guess it didn't occur to me. I've just used it for so long, but it was one of the, I guess, original, a couple years old platforms when it comes to Steam, or decentralized application, used to specifically review restaurants. So
that would mean going to restaurants.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I don't do that so much because I'm kind of in the business building, money saving mode, and I don't get out too much. And I like to cook, and we're kind of homebodies anyway. But when I do go out because of business or what have you, I just snap a couple pictures of my food, and the menu and that kind of stuff, and I just put together a quick review. It's kind of neat because what I like about it is it's just a different platform. I imagine them populating this database into something that they can offer, the normies and the non-crypto folks, more of an intimate and personal view of restaurants in specific areas, and maybe monetizing it in the future. And I just think it's kind of cool that it's built on the Steam platform. The reason I like it personally is you post a review and immediately get a $2 upvote. It's as simple as that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They've got really good support. And maybe it's like my best kept secret, but it's tasteteam.io, and there's a couple of categories every week. There's usually they're fairly generic, and they could be more creative about it, but there's your weekly choice, or where to go for breakfast, or a place to go for date night, or that type of stuff. And they have contests, and the top 3 winners, they award a nice huge upvote, or is it Steam? I forget. I'm not sure if I've won too many of them. I don't pay too close attention. But I've got a review this week of a place that I went to after visiting the beach at Long Point. You might know where that is.
Artemis might.
Yeah, there it is right there again. But yeah, I go when I take my kids, and I just like to, I like to interact with the blockchain, of course. I like the upvote, but it's a way you go out and you spend 10 or 15 or $20 or more with the family, and then it's a way to make a few bucks back.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to spend more. I was out to dinner last night, and dinner and a drink was just over $20 with the tip.
And that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
Anyhow, when I come through, we're gonna have to hit a pub. We're gonna have to take some pictures and get you on to taste.
Probably the same place where I was last night, which was the same place that Artemis and I were at, which was the last time I was there, actually, was last fall. Can goats make a post? The barns feed them pretty well. Smart aleck.
I think Priya's got the right response there.
Yeah. So, Artemis, are you familiar with the place that Zeke is posted on? Artemis might be fake newsing us. She is. She's showing us away. Jack wants to do KFCs.
I think one of the rules is not to do review takeout or regular chains, but I don't know how well they police.
Yeah. No
I used to work at KFC as my first job in Kingston.
Was that before they went to Greece?
I don't even know.
That
was many years ago.
It's got pretty greasy over the last few years. At one time, it wasn't. All right. Thank you, Zeke. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, I had decided to pimp one of Ingenuity's posts since he wasn't here, but now he's popped in. I'm going to present one of his posts anyway. And if this is the one he was going to present, he's got to find another one. Ha ha ha.
I think he said he is someplace where he can't come on, or he would.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, he has done a Thoughtful Daily post as well. Part of Wes Philbin's Thoughtful Daily Post Challenge. I thought this was pretty good. He's talking about acceptance versus tolerance. And when you can't do one, you can do the other, and so forth. I thought it was a pretty decent little write. And definitely wanted to think of Ingenuity since he wasn't here today, but then he is. So, oh, you're welcome, Ingen. No problem. So yeah, give his post a read. I think it's not too long, but it's a really good. Not the way he's worded it and told the story. It's really awesome. So yeah, show it some love.
All right. Nice stuff. And I kind of think with the upcoming hard fork, until we start to see how things shake out as far as rewards go, time might actually be well spent to do the 300 to 500 word posts rather than worrying about doing 1,000 word posts.
That's a very good point. And I do hope, since Engine's Thoughtful Daily Post was presented, that he gets the 10 shade. Does it work that way?
No, but he'll probably present it this evening and he'll get it then.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So one of the other benefits of doing little shorter reads, but decent reads, is that if it does work out that people are actually doing proper manual curation in their reading posts, they'll get more posts read. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a win-win.
That's true. But we still will run out of voting power very quickly. We can leave comments, read the post and leave comments, but we can't really upvote any more posts than we're up.
Very true. You can reduce your voting strength, but comments are going to be important. Doesn't matter what they do with the reward split.
Well, so this is the frustrating thing, is that you got a huge chunk of the author rewards, but your comments are people. I mean, you're curating. You're only going to get a tiny percentage.
Yeah.
Nowhere near making up for it. You're just not. I mean, the math isn't even close.
Yes. You're not going to be able to make it up. The only way that it's going to work is if people do indeed start to actually do more curation, and particularly the ones with the larger stake. Um, they're not making any changes on the rewards on comments other than the split, unless they've slipped something else in at the last minute. Yeah, they have changed that voting window to 1 minute, or will be changing it. You didn't know about that, Injun? Yeah, the 1 minute is being added to the hard fork from 15. Yes. No, the no rewards on comments I think is BS, but the 1 minute is definite. How is curation going to work? It's just going to be playing up voting. That's pretty much it. It's going to be upvoting on the trending posts. Well, do you really think these people that are doing the voting are actually reading? I do as well, Fracas, but the ones that are really shooting for the curation rewards, they're not reading. Bluefin's going to start upvoting Bernie Sanders votes.
I think, Tariko, I think she's just reading comments. There isn't really anybody else talking right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that. I have to kind of pick up both sides of the conversation sometimes. Nyland says, all my voting's on Sport Top Tribes, so they get sports and Steam upvotes. Much better content. Well, if it works for you. I like staking the tokens that I receive, and when I do upvote and they're using the respective front end, then I do pick up some curation rewards on it. Okay, has anybody else got any posts they'd like to present? I see Nylon typing there. Do you have something you want to present, Nylon? I'll give him a going. Wes is doing the auction today. Ah.
What?
So Nylon says for him, it loves sports, and with 50-50 more incentive, still go to Steam it, but less often. Also, no post to present. By the way, when I was sure you can, Engine. When I was talking about Creative Coin earlier, they are going to be doing 60-40 split. Oh, Done Stuff been doing shit posts? Has Deranged joined us? Hi, Deranged.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good.
So you must have a post that you want to present, because I know you've put a couple out in the last couple of days.
Is this over?
Nope. It's getting close if nobody has a post they want to put up, but no, not yet. There we go. Engine's got a post up. He says, I read a story, and I have to admit, it was the clickbait that got me to read the whole thing. You like shit posts, this one is hilarious and perfectly fitting for you, then check it. I wouldn't have called this one oh, that kind of shit. Yeah, not shit posts as we normally think of it. I actually read this one this morning, and I sent a suggestion to the author that the next time they write a post like this, they should add the Creative Coin tag to it. This is a good little story. Was it? No, it was written as fiction, wasn't it?
Well, there is
It's written under
there is
fiction.
another series of fiction being written by Snook and Jack Miller and Engine and several, but I think this is a different.
Okay, so he's put it into fiction. He's taken real and put into fiction then, because he's filed it under fiction. Blind spot, if it's not a creative post, it won't get upvoted. Go ahead, Deranged.
So Engine's done?
Engine's done. He was doing it by text.
So this is a post about the book I'd been working on. And we finally got our books and picked them up. So it's just talking about, the book that we published for the trip that we did last year, when we traveled the South and the East Coast, shooting pictures about the Civil War and civil rights and stuff. So it's got a couple of the pictures that I took that are in the book, and tells a little bit about the book that we made.
So you presented a post. I read this morning. You presented a post a while ago, the pictures you'd taken in a Civil War museum. Is that the type of thing that's included here?
Some of those pictures are in the book, yeah.
Nice. Those are good shots.
Thanks.
So that was quite a process getting it published, eh?
Yeah, it took about a year. We had a bunch of hurdles that we had to go through and stuff.
So how many people were involved in the project?
There were about, I think, 6 photographers, 5 artists, I think 10 designers maybe. And
quite a number.
Yeah, there was a lot of people involved in it.
So you could definitely write another book about the making of this book and all of your travels that you went through to get the material.
I did quite a few posts on it over the past year.
Yeah, you
so I could probably consolidate those into a book.
Prequel to the creation of. So is this book going to be up for sale, or what are you doing with it?
Yeah, it's for sale. We did it for one of the colleges here in Utah, so I think you can buy it on their website or go to the school and pick it up.
Yeah, it's kind of a long trip.
Yeah. It's like $50, I think.
Yeah. Not surprising with the number of people involved in it.
That's like 6 or 7 Steam, right?
Yeah, right.
I think so.
Yeah. Someday it'll be like 7.
So is there any one story in particular that stands out during the making of this?
As far as the making of it, when we were printing the book, some of the colors, we didn't like how the blacks were turning out on some of the pages. So we had to stop the press in the middle of printing and recalibrate the colors and everything, and redo some of the sheets, and it was like $400 an hour that we had to pay at the press for that.
Wow, that's pretty substantial. Oh, God.
So who had to carry that expense? Who was carrying the expense of this?
The school.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay that, so, but I was part of the team that said to stop it.
And get it right.
Yeah, on the post, it's the third picture down. That was when the guy was calibrating the colors. And that sheet right there is one of those columns that are on that sheet. Those were some of the colors that he was working on getting how we wanted them. It was the blacks and the grays in there that weren't matching what we wanted.
So is that just the difference between eyeballing it and what it comes out in print, or is that settings that just were not right?
So when it printed off the press that's in the background behind them, we got it, and then we looked at it at what it would look like in the book, and it was off just a little bit. So then we were messing with the grayscale colors because we had a plate. It actually prints in like 6 different printing, whatever, like it's a bunch of different plates, and each one gets a different color, and they go through the different machines. And then, so one of them was just a grayscale, I think it was a grayscale machine. And it was printing grayscale instead of pure black. And then we didn't like how the grayscale was turning out. So the one thing that took so long when we shut the press down is we had to get them to clean all the ink out of the one that was set up for grayscale. And we had to readjust the plate that was in that one and set it up for printing black, and then adjust the black levels that were going into that machine.
So it's quite involved. Even with all the computers we've got, it's still quite involved.
Did they do a press proof, like a single run on a high end Xerox? You know, the high end Xerox copiers are basically print.
Yeah, they did that, but then when it ran to the press, that's when we saw that the grayscale was just a little bit different.
Yes.
Yeah, their proof didn't match exactly what we wanted it to be.
Yeah, sounds like when they did the pre-press files, the separating the floor plates, CMYK out, something went wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Deranged. So, Zeke, is there still some payout time on the Daily Thoughtful that you've got?
No, I'm just a big fan.
Okay. So, Tariko, you're up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Working in the middle. I have a post that I want to share. Let me grab it. This is a friend of mine on PAL. Ember doesn't get a lot of people commenting or interacting or even noticing the work posted, and I really want to try to get it out there because there's so many interesting, first off, organic garden. Second off, music. This is another one of the projects, and this is a rebuild of an old camper van, the skills of which would be way beyond me. And think the skill set that this person has is awesome. She's very modest about it, doesn't make that big of a deal about it. Excuse me just a second. My voice is going away. Another thing that she does is, if you go back in her blog, she has she's trying to redo, so she's rebuilding a piece of the woodwork. Yeah. Just to me, amazing work that I just feel like, and I really would like to put forward and say, hey, notice this.
Scrolling down through these photos brings back memories of watching my dad do this exact same thing when I was a kid.
I don't even think my dad did that. He repaired cars. He was good at that. But like actually doing the woodwork and the metal work to put something that I would look at and say, okay, that's shot. Just throw it out.
Well, Dad did paint and body work. He also did a lot of mechanics on vehicles. And he actually started it. It was a camper that had been in an accident, and he basically bought the destroyed camper to get the chassis for it, and then he did what she's done here. And yeah, Artemis learned how to pop rivet while that was being built. Very nice. Well, maybe we can encourage Amber to come over and share her posts over here. It looks like she does some nice work.
Yeah, well, the thing with Amber is out during the day doing things like, doing the garden and, and so she'll pop in at like 9 o'clock at night. And the winter is a little bit different, but in the summer, I've barely seen her.
Well, you can be her relay then. So,
yeah.
Wes, don't forget, if you go up into the pin post, you'll find the link to the forum. And when the show finishes, I'll be hitting post, and all the links will be there in that post that you can go down through all the various posts that have been shared today. Nice stuff. Don't forget to leave a comment over there and mention that you presented it on PYPT, so you can pick up a couple more shade. Nice work. Blind Spot, you're up.
Hello, everybody, once again. This post is already post payout, so do not upvote it. But this is a thoughtful daily post. I did not know that there was something going on in collaboration with Shade and that you had to promote it on PYPT, but here I am. I did this post after coming across Wes's and Kitty Girl's posts. I hope someone did worse than me. This is a very peculiar mindset, and on this TDP post, I wanted to talk about this sort of mindset and why such sorts of mindsets can do more harm to us than good. I think it is a mindset that always holds us and chains us to mediocrity. It does not let us excel. It does not let us develop. And I think everybody should put in the time and effort into themselves to work on that sort of mindset, to break out of that sort of mindset and that sort of thinking, that every time it is okay to hope that someone did worse than me in something so that I can come third place or second place. Instead, we should work on making ourselves better, developing ourselves, and aim for the gold medal every time.
All right. So you do realize that because you presented this, that it's, not still within payout, that the 10 doesn't apply, eh?
Yeah, I don't mind. I just wanted to do it.
Just want to make sure there was no misunderstanding. Good stuff, though. All right. And does anybody else have anything? Okay. I see HGN just dropped in. Too bad you weren't in earlier when your shade got drawn. You got disallowed on it. All right. So I think we'll close out for this session. And you've been listening to Shadow's Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday, morning edition from the Ramble. And until next time, it's all about community. And yep, bye, Wilma.